Hey everybody, this is Evie again, and today as our Kizomba instructor guest, we have the wonderful Kenny Odumosu.
Yep.
Oh, Kenny, I know you. I knew you first as an urban dancer since we met in
That's
Austin
correct.
at NeoKiz.
Kids, yes.
And now I'm sitting next to the North America Olympiads of Kizomba champion in the authentic category.
Yes.
So congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask you this. When you dance urban, do you feel like you're dancing something completely different from Kizomba?
That is totally true, totally correct. The reason why is because urban has a feeling of being, it has that creativity concept inside because there's so many layers in the music you're trying to hit, so it keeps you on your toes, trying to impress the lady, trying to be more musical as possible. This is the reason why I love it. And so many layers in the music, the boom, 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 the accents, you just want to hit them, play with them, and then you kind of think a lot, than Kizomba when you dance urban kiz.
And then basically the music is different and the
Way
music
different.
Dictates the differences.
It's true.
Could you maybe go a little bit more into detail and list all the main differences between Kizomba and urban, and if there is anything in common,
Yes.
then what those are?
So the difference is, I'll start from the posture. So urban kiz has a posture of being upright stance for the ladies and the gentlemen.
Okay.
It's very important to have the upright frame and make sure not bending the knees like you're doing when you dance in Kizomba. So that's the first one. And sometimes it's kind of, you have a space in between. There is no really,
Connection.
not all urban kiz instructors though. I do like, because I come from a Kizomba Samba background, when I dance my urban kiz, I can be close. But typically, if you're looking at Curtis and Carola, Anna, Laban, Moon, then you can realize that they have a space in between them. They're the pioneers of urban kiz. So it's very much common for urban kiz dancers to have that space in between them. That's one of the differences of it.
And I guess there's also a grid. Like it's more
Yes,
linear
that's true.
rather than circular.
Yes, it's a linear, so vertical, horizontal, perpendicular, however you might call it, when you're dancing urban kiz. But not all instructors do focus on that. They don't respect the line and stuff like, which is totally cool. But one of the rules about it is also it's a line dancing, so you have to respect the grids. Yeah.
So you try to be in line.
You try to be in line, but not all cases. Not in all cases, but yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about, I guess, the tension that's happening? What's your stance about the criticism that you can see of, they call it urbanites versus purists? That's the last that I've
Purist. Yeah.
heard. How do you feel about it?
I feel we need to come together and then and try as much as possible to sort out the differences between one another, because I learned both dances. I love both dances, and then but there's one that resonates with me more, but I'm not going to mention that on camera. But yeah, I love both dances. It's really, really amazing. But the reason why there's a fight is just because they're calling urban dancers are calling a Kizomba dance, talking about the dance, not the music, they're calling Kizomba dance urban kiz dance. So it's really hard and a lot of Angolans are not happy with it. It's my culture, why would you say that? You're taking up the value, the culture, the history behind Kizomba. Do not do that. So that's one thing, and it's been started actually. This stuff has been started, but most of the names you see right now is still Kizomba on it. So
Yes.
if they can try and avoid that, maybe they can make peace with the Angolan community, or the people from Portugal who are Angola who love the traditional aspect Kizomba Samba.
Is there anything in common between urban and Kizomba?
That's a hard one. I know in the music, no, for sure, definitely no. The dance, it gets a little bit tricky here. The reason is the concept of Kizomba, right? A lot of dancers of urban kiz like me, we have the background of Kizomba and Samba. like men saidas, the saidas, men and women saida, the basic in place, traveling, virgula. We have retrocesso, Australian, all those other dance, maca and stuff like that. So it's always good to, for me, I always rely on the foundation. That's what I teach my students in the beginner urban kids class. I teach them the foundations of Kizomba, because when I start saying these names, they might not be able to understand. They might just think it's a totally different dance. So, well, which is a totally different dance, of course, but it's always good to have those foundations laid out flat, because when I dance my urban kids, I can adapt my virgula, I can adapt my retrocesso into fitting into the urban kids, boom, 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 or the accent up and down of the music.
So you would say that you knowing Kizomba and Samba helps you in urban?
Yes, a lot of the Samba moves have been adapted into urban kids moves. So whenever I see a move, I will know, oh yeah, this is actually from a lot of them have been adapted.
And it's very interesting that you're the first person that's mentioned that there's more similarities between urban kids and Samba than between urban kids and Kizomba.
There is.
Can you? But well, first I'm gonna ask kind of like two questions in one. First of all, could you separate Samba from Kizomba? And the second question is, what are the similarities between Samba and urban kids?
So can we separate Samba from Kizomba?
Because I've heard different opinions on it.
Tricky. Kizomba, by the way, Kizomba is a new thing. Samba came first. Samba has been there. Over, it's called my Samba.
Okay.
And touch of the bells, that's what it means. So Samba has all this concept that I just mentioned to you, like virgularity, so they all came from Samba, right? But Kizomba steps, right? The music is gotten from Samba music, right? And Zouk music, right? So coming together, you can find a lot of Kizomba dancers using Samba steps. But before, when I checked out Kizomba in Angola, it's the dance that is being danced between siblings. They're okay dancing, family dancing. So they're always in place. It's called passada. Passada is what later became Kizomba. So then they step and step. But recently, I started seeing a lot of Angolans actually dance with the flavor of Samba, the moves from Samba into Kizomba. Because there's a lot of Angolans that came to Calgary and I watched them dance. They stay in place, do a little bit of moves, they step, 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 step. They do shuffle step here and there, but they're moving in place. They don't move as much. But as of recent, now we have a lot of Kizomba using a lot of Samba flavors. And then with the smoothness, also with the connection, with the sensuality, not sexual, but sensuality of dancing Kizomba. So can you separate them? I would say back then maybe yes, when I started checking up, but right now you can't really separate them. It's really, really hard because now
blended
because
together.
the new artists right now just make music based on, they don't say this is Kizomba music, this is Samba music, right? But they make music based on how you feel it, interpret it. So I might be dancing Kizomba into how, and somebody else might be dancing Samba, right? So now there is really no much separation between both of them, but Kizomba relies on a lot of the foundation and the basics of Samba.
Where do you find the similarities between Samba and urban kids? Because at first you feel it's like those two are very separate, but then you mentioned that there's some moves that actually urban kids dancers kind of just adapted and put into a new frame.
Samba has more, the Samba social, that's the difference, also the difference, Samba social and Samba show, So the Samba social is the one that has probably maybe the similarities between Kizomba, but the Samba show has similarities with urban kids.
Some of
the tricks
and moves.
It's been adapted. Pretty much you can see them doing a lot of tricks. It's been adapted from Samba and then into urban kids. A lot of the moves that I actually sing, I realized they were actually from Samba when I checked out a lot of videos of Angolans dancing.
I know that.
Then I'll know, I've seen this guy dance it. I've seen, a lot of amazing Samba dancers.
But Samba is a happy dance, right?
It is.
They're celebrating the joy of life. But if you feel like Samba, so we all know that Samba is happy dance,
Yes.
and it's really impossible to dance Samba and not smile.
Yes.
But at the
it's
same
true.
time, I feel like urban dancers. Would you say like urban kids is a happy dance? Because if you see it, if you look at the faces of the dancers, they're like very serious most of the time.
It depends on the music.
Okay.
The more time you're gonna play, but if the music has has a lot of more boom boom boom, more the beats, then a lot of urban kids dancers are more serious because they're trying to hit all the beats, and then the rhythm, trying to follow the rhythm, or trying to follow the accent, up and downs and lows and stuff like that. So they're trying. Maybe that's why you're talking about it. They're trying to focus so much. So that's why you might actually see them maybe a little bit not
Focused.
yeah. And then we have urban kids sensual can be there's a sensual part also, which might be more like okay, not smiling and stuff like that. Or if it's still fast, then they're just waiting to be tick tack tack tack, like just making sure you hit the beats and like stuff like that. Step everything, more musical as much as possible.
One of the things that I've been thinking about, as you know, the music has changed.
Yes.
And then there's some music, I think it goes under the ghetto zouk category.
Yes.
You can dance both urban kiz and say Brazilian zouk to it.
Yes.
So if we imagine that there's two couples on the dance floor, one song is playing, and one couple is dancing urban kiz, and the other one is dancing zouk. For someone who comes in, they would clearly say, well, definitely they're dancing two different dances because it's the same music, the same song,
True.
but visually you could see the differences.
Yep.
Now with urban kiz versus Kizomba, we can't really make the same experiment because as a rule, urban dancers don't dance to Kizomba music.
Yes.
And Kizomba dancers, they don't dance to urban music, or I guess they can, but they still kind of change the way they dance. And so this leads to, that's what I'm getting at, that maybe it's actually the same thing, but it just changes so much because the music changes.
Yes.
So, but I'm gonna be like careful here because I'm throwing ideas around. So maybe these two are the same dance, but because it's a dance that's so flexible and so responsive to the music, that if the music changes to a great extent, then the dance visually looks a lot different. What do you think?
I understand what you're saying. Because when you dance, it's the same music, but you have different feeling, right? But Brazilian zouk is a totally different dance, right? And then urban kids is also a totally different dance. Kizomba itself, the dance, I'm not talking about the music now, it's also a totally different dance. But it is possible, like you're saying, to be playing one music and then people with their different styles being able to adapt it into the boom 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 or to the accent or to whatever the music is speaking to them, however they feel that they can interpret the music best. They'll try and adapt their steps, Kizomba steps or urban kids steps or Brazilian zouk step into the beat, right? So for me, if I look at that, I would say, well, I guess people are just having fun, and then no police on the dance floor and say, oh no, you're not doing the right thing and stuff like that. But Kizomba music itself, you cannot dance urban kids at it. It's also good to respect the music, right? So ghetto zouk music calls for maybe Brazilian zouk or calls for urban kids, kind of way they adapt the steps of keys fusion. I don't want to say Kizomba fusion, keys fusion, or however it may be called. So, they're different dances, but I understand what you're saying. It happens like that on the dance like festivals. Like me, I have a Kizomba background, so when I dance zouk, I bring that Kizomba flavor into it to try and, or I can switch to urban kids, depending on how I'm feeling. Pretty much like mood, but I have a background in both dances. I just don't dance zouk. So like you won't see me doing zouk on the dance floor.
But you started out with Kizomba.
Kizomba, and then urban kids, and then back and forth. Yeah.
Okay. So I know that you know, you have students
Yes.
and you travel a lot,
Yes.
a lot, and attend the different Kizomba and urban kids festivals. You take your festivals very seriously.
Yes.
So, who would you say would be those instructors who have inspired you a lot?
A lot, but I would say JP and Steffi, as of recently, amazing teachers, amazing instructors. I love their style, beautiful. Laurent and Adeline, amazing, smooth over the dance, but very musical. Curtis and Carola, the king of smoothness. You know, the pioneers of urban kids. I really love him. Audi NPK, I love him. I learned a lot from him, taking a private from him. And also, then we have Albier, Jojo and Michaela, and Azadine. I didn't mention Azadine. Amazing. I love Azadine. I'm hopefully looking forward to meeting. I love his musicality. It's totally great.
And those are all urban instructors. Any instructors on the Kizomba
Oh
side?
yeah. So I like Tekas. I love the way he dances traditional. I mean, I don't want to say traditional. Kizomba and Samba.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I like Eddie Vent. You know,
And
Lucia, Bonifacio. Apart from that, there's a lot of artists, Kizomba Samba dancers on YouTube. I don't even know the name, but I follow them and they are amazing. But the ones I've mentioned are the ones that I actually follow a lot more.
And you feel inspired.
And I'm
by
feeling, yeah, definitely inspired.
Alright, well, thank you so much for your time, Kenny.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Evie.